children, or salve, as we would say back here in Roman times. I am Maximus, a Roman soldier, a legionnaire as I would call myself, and I'm living here in Roman Verulamium about 2,000 years ago. The year is 50 AD. Now I don't know what you know about the Romans, but we were the Romans who sailed over to Britannia, that's what we called your country, and started to conquer you, because we wanted to make Britannia part of our empire. And here we are, Verulamium, 7 years after our invasion. And what do I spend my time doing? Well, spend a lot of time making sure that people like you, the Iron Age and the Celts, are behaving yourself. But like my friends and colleagues here, I spend a lot of time doing other jobs too. Building roads, that's one of the things that us Romans were particularly famous for. And my friends and colleagues here, that's exactly what they are doing at the moment, keeping busy. But you might notice their armour and their shields are not very far away, because we don't really trust you Celts. We're not sure whether you're ever going to try and attack us or not. Because as you can imagine, some of you are not particularly pleased that we have conquered and started to take over your country. Anyway, I'm taking a little bit of time out for my guard duty today, and I'm going to share a mystery object with you all. Hopefully it's not an object you have seen before, but hopefully by the time I finish talking, you will see what cultured, clever people us Romans really were, and how we tried to bring civilization to the Iron Age Celtic people who lived here. So, I'm just going to put my gladius down for the moment. And this magnificent item here is what I am going to share with you today. So children, I'll give a little description of this item, and then I will give you 3 possibilities about how this item could have been used, and that's what you need to have a little think about. So if we have a little close-up of the item, you can see it is a sponge on a stick. And that is the spongy bit, and that is the sticky bit. All perfectly simple. But what was it used for? Well, option number 1. Did us Roman soldiers use our sponge on a stick for cleaning our gladius? If I've been out fighting, if I've got a bit of Celtic blood on my gladius, I don't want it to dry on there and make it very, very messy. So I could use my sponge on a stick to clean my gladius at the end of a hard day of fighting. Option number 2. Us Romans, including us soldiers, we loved to have a bath. Not just once a month like you probably do. We would have a bath maybe 3 or 4 times a week. After any battle, after any guard duty, we loved nothing better. And when you're sitting in the bath, what more do you need than a sponge on a stick to really scrub yourself clean? Get right down your back there, up behind your ears, all those kind of bits that you probably never wash. So this is possibly what we used our sponge on a stick for. Or your final option. Did we use our sponge on a stick as some kind of toilet paper? Now you might think that's positively disgusting sounding, but for us this could be quite civilised. When we went to the toilet, we didn't have individual little cubicles like you might have. We would all sit there in a room, together, like you might sit in your classroom. And we would sit and talk to our friends whilst we were on the toilet, and then when we finished, did we use a sponge on a stick at that point? Well, I'm going to give you a few moments, children, to have a little think about which one of those options you think is correct. So I suggest if you pause your little video, have a chat to your friends, have a chat to your parents, maybe have a chat to your teacher, whoever's around, and then when you come up with your decision, restart the video at that point. Off you go. And welcome back. I hope you've had a good think, a good chat about what our sponge on a stick could be used for. Well, let me tell you, if you decided the sponge on a stick was for cleaning your gladius at the end of the day, good idea, but not the correct answer. If you decided your sponge on a stick was for washing yourself in the bath, down between your toes, up behind your ears, lovely idea, but not the right answer. If you decided though the sponge on a stick was toilet paper, then give yourself a point. This is exactly what it was. Now you might think that, like I said earlier, is slightly disgusting, but the local Celts, the Iron Age people, they would use leaves off a tree. They would use grass from the fields. That sounds pretty disgusting to me. And we were civilised. So amongst our toilets, yes, you might be chatting to your friend next to you or across the room over there, but flowing through the middle of the toilet, there would be a little stream of water, and that's where the sponge and stick would come out. And unless you were really rich or really posh, you wouldn't have your own sponge on a stick. You would pick it up, you would use it, you would clean it back in the water, and then maybe a few minutes later your friend would come in and would use exactly the same sponge on a stick as you did. Cultured, civilised, and above all children, environmental. Teachers, if you're watching this, head teachers, parents, get rid of your toilet paper. You need to go Roman, because this is actually the future, okay? Not wasting reams and reams and reams of paper. A sponge on a stick, you can use it again and again and again and again. And think how much money you're going to save as well. You're not down Tesco or whatever supermarket you go to spending money on toilet paper. You can buy one of these for the whole family. One of these for your whole class at school, and this can stay used for the whole year. The future is a sponge on a stick. The future is Roman. You know it makes sense. Well children, that's enough from me today. I'd better get back on duty. If we were found being lazy, then actually one of the jobs that we had to do as a punishment was cleaning out the toilets after all that lot had finished using it. Now let me tell you, that really is a disgusting job to do. But for the moment, until we meet again, goodbye.